I have to say that a few things combine elegance and majesty in a way that is unmatched. They make me think of pure royalty, glitz, and perfection. This one stood tall and strong over the centuries, housing monarchs who shaped the world and also being home to some of the world's finest jewels. Welcome to Luxurious Vibe. Today, let me take you on this luxury tour of the $5 billion Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace has been around since the 5th year of the 18th century, according to royal history. King James I was the original owner of Buckingham Palace, or at least when it did not have that name and had not been restored into what it is today. The Duke of Buckingham ultimately acquired the building and sold it to George III in about 1762. George bought the building for his beloved Queen Charlotte to use as a family residence. They would spend more time away from St. James's Place, which was where court cases were held. A few years later, Queen Victoria complained that the palace was too small to house the royal family and entertain guests. During the major change that the Queen ordered, the famous balcony was built, and now it is a royal tradition for the Queen to appear on that balcony. During a ceremony, it looks great to stand on a high stage and wave to the crowd. Revert all the way to King Charles III's reign. The palace looks more modern and expensive, like it's worth $1 billion. Every day, hundreds of people visit its gates and make money from the palace's tourist attractions. Let's look at some of the magnificent structures and parts of this magnificent palace called Buckingham Palace. The palace's entrance is the most populated area, usually by citizens and tourists who want to get a feel for the place. The front of the palace has a floor space of over 830,000 square feet, one of the largest floor spaces owned by a palace. It is at this entrance that you'll also find the delectable Queen Victoria Memorial. If you've never seen this memorial before, you're surely missing out on one of the most astounding sights your eyes will ever see. The 25-meter-high monument to Queen Victoria is built of Pentelic marble weighing 2,300 tons, one of the best-priced marbles on the market. The monument is surrounded by other sculptures that show the virtues of loyalty, kindness, courage, motherhood, and truth. Sir Thomas Brock designed it. Still touring the memorial, you'll come across the Australia Gate, the Canada Gate, and the South and West Africa Gates, which are referred to collectively as the Dominion Gates. And if you think this grand entrance has everything imaginable, wait till you see the Memorial Gardens. Wonderfully constructed flower beds lay around the semicircular design of the memorial. These beds need up to 22,500 plants during the summer and up to 50,000 during the winter. Who said life wasn't a bed of roses? Or should I say, a bed of exotic flowers? Not to forget a thumbs up to Sir Aston Webb, who designed this amazing structure for the crown. We aim to bring you videos about luxury and fine living and create a community for luxury enthusiasts. If you like the video so far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Once the door to this masterpiece of grandeur is open, what greets you, aside from your guide's face, is the state-of-the-art Buckingham Palace staircase. The grand staircase is one of the most iconic structures you'll find inside, covered in red carpet. This antique yet modern staircase with balusters made of gilded bronze is indeed a sight for sore eyes. Samuel Parker delivered this masterpiece in 1828 or 1829, and it was worth £3,900. The area above the stairs is complemented by a gold and white scheme, courtesy of King Edward VII. Directly above is the dome, which lets in natural light, giving the area a radiant look. The dome's made from 40 panes of glass with angelic figures engraved in them. Talk about heaven on earth. What other exciting inclusions can be seen around the stairs? Of course, there are the portraits. The excellent Queen Victoria had portraits of family members hanging on the walls. This gives the palace a feeling of home and ancestry. George III, Queen Charlotte, the Duke and Duchess of Kent, and her favorite uncle, William IV, and his bride, Queen Adelaide, if that's already settled. Then before you meet the Queen, you've got to first meet her ancestors. The staircase is just one of the highlights of the palace's expensive interior. I'm sure many of you have concluded that it doesn't get any more luxurious than this. Well, wait until you see the throne room. This is where the king and members of the royal family gather and hold important events. There's hardly another room in the palace that exudes absolute grandeur, significance, and taste. Since the 1600s, some of the most important people from all walks of life have come to this chamber. It has been the site of big balls, inaugurations, and celebrations of success, as well as smaller gatherings for the royals and their families. The royal room is more than just an artistic creation. The famed architect John Nash, who also built stage sets, created the dramatic canopy and arch above the two thrones, also known as the seats of estate. This room's main point is two estate chairs that sit side by side. These chairs were used at the coronation ceremony of Queen Elizabeth II in 1953. Until the completion of her coronation ceremony, the Queen sat in this chair with air embroidery. The throne room also has a mantelpiece with a French clock from the 18th century set up in front of a huge mirror. And around that clock, gilt bronze sculptures of the three Haradi brothers collecting swords from a man may be seen. From the glass doors to the plaster fresco around the ceiling with etched figures telling a battle story to the beautiful windows and angelic sculptures, this space is nothing short of amazing. Next is the white drawing room. This isn't your typical drawing room. I can promise you that the golden white glory of this space leaves its guests in amazement and craving for more. The drawing room is visually appealing, particularly if you have an eye for art. This stunning state chamber has some breathtaking items. Take for example the grand piano. Queen Victoria and her husband, Prince Albert, adored music and had pianos put in every private apartment they owned. Even though the piano was meant to be a showpiece for the apartments of the palace, Queen Victoria kept Erard on as an artist to make the scenery and other decorations for the piano and other instruments. You'll also like this wonderful torchery light stand. They may be seen throughout the palace, most typically supporting unique candelabras. The cranes holding the tray on top, the gold decorations, and the electric candles are really exquisite. One more thing we find in this room that is worthy of mention, not just because it's in this room, but because it's sensational, is a Buckingham Palace painting that many don't get to see. Above the fireplace is a painting of Queen Alexandra. Francois Fleming, the artist, created the sensational picture of Queen Alexandra. With the candelabras beside it, this sophisticated artwork complements the white background of the wall, giving it a divine look. The British monarchy, like almost every other monarchy in the world, values art, and not just British art, but art from all over the world, including Africa, Rome, and others. The Queen's Gallery is a venue where the world's greatest artworks are purchased. This extensive art collection includes the works of thinkers such as Leonardo da Vinci. The gallery, which was made out of the bombed-out parts of the old church, shows different pieces of art from the royal collection on a regular basis. This means that they bring new sets of items from the collection to the Queen's Gallery from time to time. The royal collection houses all of the artworks purchased by the monarch or individual royal family members. Paintings, furniture, papers, and other valuable artifacts may be found here. Around 450 artworks from the royal collection are housed in the Buckingham Palace Gallery. That's a lot of artwork. The gallery offers annual programs to regularly display these artworks to visitors. The artwork on display is magnificent. It would be easy to get lost in the huge exhibition of many masterpieces from different times. Lastly, I'm wrapping this up with a tour of one of the most essential parts of the palace, the Belgian Suite. The Belgian Suite at Buckingham Palace is only for the most important people who come to see the throne. Yes, and I'm not lying. When important people come to the palace or are invited there, the monarch usually hosts them in the large Belgian Suite. The Belgian Suite is a very special part of the palace. It has things that only kings and queens should have. It's a large suite of rooms on the ground level of the garden wing, facing north. The Belgian Suite has welcomed several noteworthy guests, including Barack Obama and Angelina Jolie. Visitors arriving for the first time in the suite are driven there in a carriage. The apartments are tastefully decorated with the finest materials, and no one leaves without being awestruck, both by the beauty and elegance of the chambers, and by Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's ability to make everyone feel at ease. It is important for the royal family to get to know interesting and well-known people from all over the world. We hope you certainly enjoyed that tour as much as I did. Why not check out more luxury stuff? Click any of the cards on your screen to watch more interesting content like this. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave us a like and subscribe for more amazing videos. Turn on the notification bell and I'll see you in the next video.